Okay, when you're thinking about dyeing your shirt to make either a bloody shirt or a corpse shirt for a Halloween costume, don't use any of these because these are going to be a real disaster. Red food coloring, that stuff will wash out and start getting all over your body and stain your body and your car seats and things like that as soon as you start sweating. And when you're doing hunting, unfortunately, especially here in Southern California where it's pretty hot, you're going to be sweating like crazy. And when you wash it, this is going to just turn into pink stains. This blood spray from Spirit Halloween, this stuff is going to do the exact same thing. It's going to wash off, it's going to get all over everything, it's going to just leave pink stains on your clothes the first time you wash it. And you will want to wash your costume shirt. Also, RIT dye. You dye stuff with it and it washes out every time to just like a very light stain. So why do they even have this stuff? I have no idea. It never works. Acrylics you can buy from Walmart and stuff like that, but if it says easy cleanup, it's gonna wash out with soap and water or detergent and water or come off of all over you when you sweat. So none of these are any good. I wouldn't mess with any of these. Generally, hunters will corpse shirts with spray paint because if you get spray paint or house paint on your clothes, either one, it's never going to come out as long as you live. Those clothes are done. But in this case, of course, that's what we're going for. So, you know, it works out perfect. You can literally spray paint up some clothing. What I used is a flat black, flat green, and flat brown to do the corpse shirt. Okay, so for blood you're going to use deep red puffy paint, which is for fabrics. The best place to get is Walmart, and it's like $3. So if you're going for like a really splattery kind of bloody effect like this, this is all done while the shirt is dry, and then you're going to get the paint all over your hands. Personally, I put it all over a piece of cardboard and then I wiped my hand until it was covered. And as you can see, you know, I did different handprints, and if you look really carefully you can see the actual fingerprints left behind. And that's why I didn't wear gloves, even though it's hard to get off of your hands, but I really wanted those fingerprints and it was like really worth it. Also, you can like get your hands all dirty and then like rub it around the collar, and then just kind of like start like wiping it and getting these really broad areas and stuff like that. And then once you've wiped off most of it, just grab the shirt and go like this in places, and you get kind of these more like little random looking stains and stuff like that. These blotches are from wiping, and the little random stains like that, like all this texture in between, is from just like cleaning my hands off with the shirt. Just pick it up and start cleaning your hands off with it and just keep going. It seems to me that the more blood the better. I kind of did it light and I wasn't happy with it. I was worried about going too far, but really I think lots of blood is what really worked with this, so that's a good look. So if you do need to get off of your hands, you can scrub it with this green pumice soap from the hardware store for getting grease off of your hands. And one of these scrubby pads works pretty well for getting it off as well, kind of help out with the getting the paint off. As far as the coat is concerned, this is a tuxedo jacket from the thrift store, and notice up here it has like fabric, and down here it has more of like a shiny, like kind of silk looking thing. Those are my favorite when they have that. They're less business-like and more formal. Also, the flower, it's just safety pinned onto the back. It's like, you know, just a flower that you could get that's an artificial flower from a dollar store or Joann's fabric store or something. Now, the pocket, what I did is I just cut that down either side and just let it hang down like that. So it looks really trashed. I cut some holes in it, holes in the sleeves and stuff like that, holes all over the place, the shoulder. Kind of something you want to be careful not to overdo, but if you do a little bit, it's really going to look a lot better. Okay, for chainsaw, if you get a Craftsman S145 14-inch 42cc, which is a 2-stroke engine, This is a pretty good one, and it's probably best to buy one new, because then you're not going to have to worry about issues like, you know, like if there's a hose in there that's wearing out and it pops loose and maybe it sprays gasoline all over you. So, you know, that could be dangerous. So, you know, when you have a chainsaw, they're kind of a dangerous thing in the first place, and it's probably best to get a new one. Also, I had to sand down the lip with a rotary sander, because the first time I pulled it, I don't know if you could tell right on the tip of my finger right there, when I pulled it, it cut off a piece of my skin right there, and that was not cool. So so I'd be really careful about that. I would grind this down so that this little line is completely flat right here, so when you pull, you don't catch your finger on anything and grind your finger down. And the other thing is that don't buy their $20 can of like refill gas plus oil. Just buy the little oil reloads, and a 1 gallon gas can. And it's 40 to 1. You're gonna put like $5 worth of gas into the gas can at the gas station, and then you're just gonna dump the little oil reload into there, and you're done. Instead of paying 20 bucks for it, you're gonna pay like $7. And of course, you're gonna take the chain off of there for haunting purposes. And basically, you just it comes with a little tool. You take those 2 bolts off, this thing comes out, you take the chain off, and then you put the bar back on, bolt those 2 back down, and you're done. As far as starting it the first time, it's kind of hard. You put the oil in there when it's on its side, and the gas and oil, and you fill it up. Then you're going to squeeze this 10 times to prime it, and then you're going to pull this 5 times with this popped out, the choke, and then you're going to push it in and pull it another 5 times. Then you're going to turn the on switch, because it's not going to start at all unless the on switch is on, and then you're going to pull it, and it should start within 1 to 2 times. It starts pretty quick. Now, as far as messing around with chainsaws, if you're going to put the blade on it, you have to be really careful. Chainsaws are really dangerous. They can hit something and pop up into your face, and of course you don't want your face chainsawed. And the other thing is, now this is a little stopper, like if it pops up, it should stop the chainsaw, so that's good. Okay, so once it's going, then you have to push this down, both this switch and this switch at the same time. This switch releases this switch, so you got a good firm grip on it. And when you pull on that trigger, it's going to rev. Now, another thing that's really dangerous about chainsaws, right there gets really hot. You don't want to touch that until it's cooled down. You don't want it near anything that could light on fire either. That's why I have it saying here, cooling it. The other thing is, if you have the chain on here, sometimes you'll be trying to saw something and the chain will pop off. And to me, that's pretty dangerous, because, you know, like your hands are right here, and it usually just stops instantly. I don't know how dangerous that is, but I really don't like it when I'm trying to like chainsaw a log or something, and all of a sudden the chain pops off completely and it comes towards my hands, you know. So it can be dangerous. That's what I'm saying. These are dangerous. If you're going to use one, watch some safety videos on it before you use it. But if you're just going to use it for Halloween, then just take the blade off and don't touch that, and you'll be fine. Now, this mask is a really good one. I got off of eBay for like 40 bucks or something. And for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, of course. This is actually the best one I've seen, so I'm really happy to have gotten this one. This one, I don't even know if they make it anymore. Occasionally you can find it used or something. That's how I got this one. And you know, it does look like it could be like bloodied up or something, but I think, you know, it doesn't matter too much, because when we do our acting and stuff, it's in like really dim light, so it's not going to make that much of a difference in the first place. I'm worried that if I bloody it up with some blood, that it's just not going to look like Texas Chainsaw Massacre anymore. If you watch the movies, the strange thing about it is he's never bloody. From, you know, I watched the first one and second one the other day, and he's never got blood on him. But he's got a chainsaw, he's hacking people up, so he never has blood on him. Unless he's wearing, I think there was a scene where he's wearing a bloody apron and he had blood on him. But, you know, it should be like all over his face. But I think they realized that if they put blood all over the face, then it's just going to look like any old bloodied up mask. It's not going to look like Texas Chainsaw Massacre anymore. And that's what I'm worried about. That's why I'm not like putting blood on this. Maybe it would look better, but sometimes you go too far and you ruin things. So anyways, who knows? I'm just gonna leave it like this. Another thing is you're gonna sweat like crazy when you're wearing this costume, and you know, the paint makes the clothing a little stiff and less breathable and makes you sweat a little more too. At least it's scalable, like I could take the jacket off if I'm too hot. And the mask really makes you sweat. Some masks more than others, but this one really makes you sweat like crazy. So, you know, just do your best, right? All right. So anyways, everybody, I'm Joseph J. McAllister. Like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next video.